Okay, so then my name is Alvaro Arias. I am the chair of the math department. Thank you for being here. I apologize for the confusion. I thought Victoria was going to start, even though she told me clearly I was going to do it. I'm here to talk about the math department at the University of Denver a little bit, and then I try to answer your questions. And we're a small department compared to big state schools, but we have about 100 majors. We have 3 concentrations. We have 3 areas to study. One is pure mathematics. This is one thing we emphasize. We also have a track for math finance. That's something we work directly with the School of Business. People get a bachelor's in mathematics, and they take some advanced finance courses in Daniel School of Education, of Business. We have a track with education where people can be teachers. And now we're having one new one that is being approved this week. That is a concentration of mathematics of artificial intelligence. Many aspects of AI are very much connected to mathematics. Some of the top schools use a lot of mathematics, and we developed a concentration that fits some sort of the applied mathematics that the applied mathematics that connects well with what we have. Many of our students do double majors. Some do it in the sciences. Physics is common. Computer science is the most common. We have some in biology. Some students want to be doctors, and a bachelor's on math distinguishes them. And that's about it, the big picture. One thing that happens for the new students is that if they have taken AP Calculus, they can skip they can save the calculus that we have for 1 year, and they can get ahead. One advantage of being a small department is that we can work with the students, and we just push them into the more advanced classes if they want to do it. So Victoria, if they have questions, I would love to answer them. I don't know they have to type the questions or?
Yes, feel free to use the Q&A portion. Any of you that have any questions, feel free to just shoot them in the Q&A button just right below, and we can answer them as you ask them.
If they type a question, do I see it or?
Yes, you will see it. A little notification will appear in your Q&A portion of Zoom.
Okay,
Oh, there's one
someone
right now.
did one. Very good. Applied mathematics now is interesting because when I started college, it was okay, but not as good as it is now. Many people in applied mathematics, but the applied mathematics that we have is there are questions now, so that's much better to answer. So the applied mathematics that we're having now is in artificial intelligence. The students in that area will find very good jobs because this is extremely popular it's extremely popular now in industry. Students learn programming, they learn some statistics, and definitely how to apply some of the foundations of artificial intelligence. We do accept IB calculus if you have the right grades, and we recommend if the student has the right grade, either in the AP calculus or in IB calculus, we strongly advise them not to take the class again. It's much better to take a more advanced class where they can just get ahead. Repeating a class is kind of boring. It's hard to motivate yourself when you know the subject. It's better. What are the coursework requirements for a math major? For the first 2 years, we take calculus classes, calculus 1, 2, 3 for the first year. Then the students take linear algebra, differential equations, multivariable calculus the second year, and they also take a proofs course. And then after that, it just starts opening in many directions. So the 2 required classes that we have is one called Introduction to Abstract Algebra. This is abstract mathematics, and Introduction to Real Analysis, which is the mathematics behind calculus And then there's lots of electives. There's some courses on probability, there's some courses in linear algebra, matrices, and many of these courses have applications. Is there a higher level math at the community college or are students transfer over? Or do we test into the level? You can take we accept automatic transfers of many community colleges. It's already, I think there's a place in the university, I don't know exactly where, but you can check the courses. Like many students transfer calculus classes, multivariable calculus, differential equations, linear algebra. All of these courses are automatically transferred. There is a difficulty, we don't do testing into that. In the education track, students have to take geometry and history of math because that's required by the accreditation in the state. And what students do is they get a degree in mathematics. They have to take these two courses, geometry. They have to take history of mathematics. They also take real analysis. These are hard-proving courses. And then they get a master's in curriculum and instruction and a teaching license. But this education program takes it's a dual degree, it's a 4+1. Although if students come with a lot of transfers, they can do it in 4 years because they can skip pretty much a year with the courses they transfer. We do have research opportunities in the math department. What we are doing is something called reading courses that is common. The students work with either graduate students or visiting professors who are with us or some of us, and they look at some mathematics, they get together to practice, and then they, at the end of when they finish the practice, they give a presentation. Am I talking to Victoria, do you know these people are the students that I hear?
Yes, these are applicants or
Okay, very
prospective
good.
students.
Good. Have you guys completed AP Calculus, many of you? Yeah, good. This is an advantage because you can skip several classes. Another thing that is really good to know is programming. If you don't know how to do it, you probably will learn because we use a little bit in some of the classes, like linear algebra. We have some projects that we do that, and also in differential equations. I would appreciate more questions. It's much easier. Okay, good question. Yeah. Calculus and AP Stat. AP Statistics, the university gives you credit for that, but it doesn't replace any course. In Daniels, in the School of Business, it probably counts for one of the stat classes. But AP Stats is a very good class that helps you understand with some of the mathematics that is very popular now. There's discrete mathematics and combinatorics, and of course the distributions and random variables. So Victoria, I'm just checking that here it says answer life of type answer. I just answer they listen to the answers, right?
Yes, they can hear your answers to all the questions. They just can't talk back.
I see. Last time I did it, the people could talk back because math is a smaller group, so it was a little bit easier in that sense. Will there be a placement test? Okay, can you talk about the math courses for engineering majors? Okay, the engineering students, they have to take calculus 1, 2, and 3. these are the same classes that the other majors take. We don't have special calculus for that. Then they take, in some engineering areas, they take linear algebra. In most of them, they don't. They also take, all of them take differential equations and multivariable calculus. This is it for mathematics. A few of them take more courses, but it's not required. They just take these core courses. And then, of course, in engineering, you will be taking a lot of courses that are engineering courses that have a lot of mathematics. We don't have at the moment a placement test at DU. It's something that we wish to do because after COVID, the students it's harder. So we would like to help the students better. But then we have some sort of informal test that we give, but it's just an advisory and it shouldn't be taken too seriously because it doesn't have a lot of validity or reliability. So if you take an AP class, then it's a no-brainer. I mean, even if we did have a placement test, if you have 4 or 5, you automatically skip calculus 1. So if you take the BC in calculus and you get 5, this skips the whole year of calculus. If you get a 4, you skip the first calculus. 3, we don't accept credit for that. For the IB, I don't remember exactly the number, but the university has a website where they say that. You should ask more questions. Tutors available for math classes? Yes, in both ways. So almost all of the low-level classes and some of the advanced classes have a graduate teaching assistant. So we have the classes during the week. It's a small university, so professors teach the classes. And then once a week, you have a session with a graduate teaching assistant. We have a math center that is free. You just drop by. And this is a place that helps you with the calculus classes, just for the first year classes. There's also a center for science and one for computer science where you can get this help. And often our math majors become tutors as well, or graders. So we hire them and we pay them. And if you are from Colorado, or if you're not from Colorado, the minimum wage is $18.29. So if you become a grader or a tutor, you have to start at least making this amount of money. So you can be tutors if you are math majors or good in math with the tutors from other places. And at the same time, you will receive all the classes come with graduate with TAs and tutors. These are good questions. Keep asking them. This is the easier way. When I see at your faces, it's easier. Reading is a bit harder. So the questions help because I don't know what you're interested in. Oh, it says that I can allow them to talk. Am I allowed to do that, Victoria?
Yes, I can do that.
Yeah, in case they want to talk. I can see in a huge group is annoying, but in a small group is probably better. One thing you haven't asked, but I'll add something. One of the things that you do that is very good is the study abroad program. A big percentage of our students go abroad and study courses. In mathematics, it's kind of tricky if you go to Europe because in Europe, the courses tend to be more advanced. And then good, better that way. And then it's harder unless you've taken more advanced classes, but what most people do is they just save some of the humanities classes and they take the courses in other subjects. But some people take good math classes in different places. To be for a tutor, all you need to do is have completed either calculus or come with AP good grade and apply. And every year we hire people about that. Mhm. Someone, I think the person that wants to talk needs to raise the hand and then you can open the mic. Is the microphones open? No, all of them. I think everyone can unmute themselves.
Yes, everybody should be able to unmute themselves now and ask any questions or talk directly to you.
Where do students study abroad? Different places. One thing that our students do a lot is they want to go far. They tend to go to Australia, New Zealand. Australia they like because they go in, our winter is their summer. And they always find very nice places to do like snorkeling in the coral reef over there. That is fantastic. And many go to Europe. A few go to Latin America, but Latin America is not that popular. Europe is probably the most common one, and then Australia and New Zealand. For some reason, many of my students have gone over there. They like it. We don't have any specific agreement, but the university does. So when you go to places, you can easily take the classes over there. There's plenty of time to do it ahead of time and finding out what courses they have. This is a fantastic opportunity. If you come to the U, you definitely need to take it. Many of the students, when they study abroad, they want to practice their language. I mean, they take a foreign language or they speak some of that. When they come back from another country, they get much better. Like I noticed when I speak Spanish, I'm from Guatemala. And when my students started going abroad, they came back fluent. It's a very good opportunity. Well, guys, are more questions? You're decided to come here. If you're from the East Coast, it's much later. You can talk. Okay, yeah. What is your favorite math class? That's tough. My area is analysis, so I'd like to do real analysis. But some of the classes that I really enjoy teaching, and I've been doing a lot of that lately, one is linear algebra, then the introduction of the advanced course, and another one is probability. In both classes, I use a lot of technology to help the students. In probability that I'm teaching now, I use something called R. It's a very nice environment that you can do a lot of computation, statistics, probability, and even artificial intelligence. And advanced linear algebra is a very nice class too that is at the heart of artificial intelligence. I use Python in that class, and we do experiments of regression and kind of playing with images a little bit. Students tend to like these classes a lot. Are all you guys interested in a math major, or you're just considering mathematics as an option? Double major computer science and math is extremely common. And there are a couple of courses that are similar, and we allow you to take them in either one of the departments. Especially anyone who's now interested in artificial intelligence and machine learning, which many people in computer science are. The double major is very important. We had a student who graduated 2 or 3 years ago, He was a triple major, math, computer science, and physics, and he ended up being accepted into the machine learning program at Stanford, which is one of the best in the country. I don't know if he's ranked 2 or 1 or 2, but he's very good. If you want to be accepted in graduate school at these places, you need to know a lot of mathematics and a lot of computer science. So double major is actually one of the most common ones. Double major with engineering is not so easy because we have slightly different degrees. So there's 2 options for that. One option is to get a bachelor's in math and a master's in engineering. There's an agreement that you work the 4+1, the dual degrees. So you get the math courses, and about your junior year, you start taking engineering courses, and you end up getting your master's in engineering. So that's an advantage because some of the undergraduate courses in engineering are more restricted. They are accredited by an institution, so they put some restrictions, and graduate programs are a lot freer. Another option is you get an engineering degree and get a concurrent degree in mathematics, which is just take the math classes, not the other prerequisites. But it's such an effort that you might as well do the 4+1. We have a few students who've done that, and they done quite well with that. They've liked it. What physics classes? You don't need to take any physics class, but for a bachelor's in math, for a bachelor's in math, you need to get a minor. One of them, a bachelor in science has 2 minors, and one of the minors has to be in one of the natural sciences, and physics is one of them. And if you do that, you take the 1-year course of physics, and if 2 courses more, a minor is 5. Now in physics, they're beginning to teach quantum computing. This was the first year they do it. It's a very popular class, and many of our math majors are taking it. It is very common that people who do physics, they also do a double major in math. But if you want to do math, you could do chemistry, or you can do a BA, in which case you're not required to get a bachelor's in the sciences. You can get a BA, you could do math and English. We have a few people who've done that. The questions are great. It's easier to answer them. It's difficult to know what to say otherwise. Very good. Another question: how many students are currently? We have about 100 majors at the moment. But this year, this is a decent size for the University of Denver. The super huge programs, the biggest one is psychology. They have like 700, but that's very uncommon. Then biology has 500, and then it drops quickly to one something. So 100 is one of the bigger size programs. But most of them have double majors. It's a common thing at the University of Denver to have more than one degree. The calculus classes, because we serve a lot of people, they tend to be large for us. They have about 45 when they are large, 40, 45. Business calculus has 60. But once we pass that, the popular classes that go into the AI, they're about 30. My probability class has 28 now, 2 people dropped. Linear algebra often has 30 students. And then when you get to the most advanced classes, you have 10 people, something like that, which is a very nice number. And you get a direct attention from us. This is one of the nice things. At the University of Denver, in the math department, we hire people who like to do research, are very good at it, and who like to teach. We enjoy teaching classes, so you will not find professors who don't enjoy their teaching. We don't have the TAs as undergraduates, but we've talking about the undergraduate teaching assistants, but we haven't done it. But what the students do, the undergraduates, is they're hired by the math center. So which is some sort of a TA. You sit in a table, I mean, you get paid for that. And the students show up in the calculus classes and you help with that, you help them and work with them. But not for the classes. It's something we've talked about it, but we haven't done it yet. One thing that you do at EU is if your other major is, say, chemistry or physics, biology is harder, or chemistry, physics, or I think chemistry or physics, is that you have easy access to labs. So even as a freshman, sometimes you have access to this. Yeah, multivariable calculus is a class would I likely start. If you're taking multivariable, I'm assuming that you have taken calculus 1, 2, 3. And so you would, what I would recommend someone like you is take the class that is Introduction to Reasoning and Proofs. This is a class that you learn to write proofs because most people haven't. It's the foundation of most of the classes that we do. And after that, you can start taking any abstract class. There is a student, we have 2 students this year, well, last year actually. They came as freshmen with similar background, that they took the proofs course. And the second year, they were taking a graduate level class. So here, we let you take the hard class as you want, but the first one would be a proving course. And then I would recommend something like advanced linear algebra or some other class that actually encourages you to practice more proofs. And then get ahead. So I think we're getting to the end, I'm being told. So if you have one last question, otherwise, I really appreciate your coming here, and I thought it was be more like I would see in your faces and answering questions like last time. Next time I do it, I will do a PowerPoint presentation to at least fill 10 minutes with some facts.